Now, I'm gonna tell you why it's better than the MLS. Easy. There's relegation and promotion. If you're at the bottom, you're down. Rather than here in the MLS, it's like, yo, it's all good, man. We'll see you next year.
Is the Saudi League better than MLS?
No.
Yes.
Why, Tom? Why isn't that?
The Saudi Pro League has 18 clubs. 4 of them are PIF owned, right? PIF, the nation state thingy where they give you lots of extra money, right? Investment fund, right? So those 4 clubs are able to sign what? A couple of European stars?
Yeah, your John Durans and your Ronaldo.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, heard of them. But those are 4 good teams. The rest of the league is just ass. And MLS isn't particularly great, but it's still, according to Opta, the 9th best league in the world. It's just better.
Aymen, you played in Saudi, right?
Yeah.
What's your take on it then?
When I was there, horrendous. That was 2019 though. That was before the Ronaldo project.
Yeah.
Right. After though is different, and I'm gonna tell you why it's better than the MLS. Easy. There's relegation and promotion. If you're at the bottom, you're down. You're like going to the first division. Rather than here in the MLS, it's like, yo, it's all good, man. We'll see you next year. You know what I'm saying?
So that's your argument?
No, it's not just that. And I'll take Ronaldo and Messi out. Obviously, if you take Messi out the MLS is a whole different nutshell, bro. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if you take Ronaldo out, yo, there's still teams. And I can name the teams. You said only 4.
There are only 4 that are owned by the PIF.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's a lot of other teams that still got big players. Like, I'll give it to you. Al Hilal is 1. Nassr is 2.
PIF owned.
Right? Etihad and Ahli. All those are the 4 you're talking about. Yes. Right? We have Al-Shabab.
Okay, who plays for them?
Carrasco plays for
Yannick Carrasco.
Yeah, and my boy Hussein, that I played with before. He's dogging right now.
Your friend and Yannick Carrasco.
Hussein Al-Gahtani. And then Al-Qadsiya.
Okay.
Who plays for that? Aubameyang. Like, yo, they got players.
Yeah.
They got like they out here beating Al Nassr and stuff. So it's like there's some competitiveness.
Sure, but
where I'm not gonna lie to you. Aside from Inter Miami and NYCFC, because I live in New York, I can't really name other teams, bro.
You can't name any other
Not
MLS
really,
teams.
bro.
Go.
Not really.
Go. Try.
I'll go. Inter Miami.
Okay.
And NYCFC.
Okay.
Red Bulls. Yeah,
okay.
Red Bulls. And then you lost me.
We got 1 sentence. Okay, what makes so? I mean, you talked about promotion relegation, which is a good point. But what makes a league legitimate? Because I feel like if you ask fans in the UK, they'd say that both of them are trash and not worth paying attention to.
Nah, what makes a league legitimate is fans, right? If people really out here, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. Like, for example, I'll give you in Hilal and Nassr, all those teams, right? Even the low ones, they crash out when their team lose. Like, you know how be crashing out Arsenal fans. Oh, get him out of my club. Yeah. If you watch in Arabic and translate it, yo, they be disrespecting Ronaldo. They're telling Ronaldo get out.
I like that. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
so it gives them, like, come on, like, I came all the way from there, like, I'm trying to watch y'all win, and you guys making me have a heart attack. Like, that's what they be saying. So you know, like, yo, it's serious. It's serious. Rather here, ain't nobody really be anything. They get tailgate.
So here's my argument. I think fans develop clubs, right? Yeah. Like fans. Like, I see your point. So like fans have to get behind a club, behind a brand in order for the club's brand to grow. Like 101. But competitiveness and quality defines a league, and I just think that the MLS as a whole is of better quality than Saudi.
What makes you say that? Because if you talk about quality, right? Inter Miami,
just got better players.
Inter Miami is the best team, right? Inter Miami.
Who won MLS Cup last year?
Yeah, arguably they're not. Arguably it's like Columbus Crew or one of the LA clubs.
I don't know, but I'm just saying when you took out Ronaldo and then they played Inter Miami versus Al Nassr, it was a very one-sided game. Quality was only to the Saudis.
Yes, because it was a friendly.
Even if it wasn't a friendly,
no one cared, bro. I could have stepped in on that game and just passed around a bit.
Nah.
We finally get a Tom Hindle edit.
That game was more than a friendly, man. Because people was like, it was literally MLS versus Saudi Pro League.
Yeah.
I know that's the mentality they got in with it. Obviously, I would say there wasn't as fit. You know what I'm saying? But still, people they tried to win.
It
was so one-sided. It was so one-sided. And I can't blame it. Everybody's European. They literally played against Europe.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just think, honestly, if you just take, like, the resources, the quality, the size of America, and the average level of player here, it's just better than the Saudi Pro League.
MLS exports a lot of young talent now, especially a lot of young South American talent. They've done a really good job at
Corbin, please,
setting them.
Please, yes.
They've done a really good job at setting themselves up as a development league for all of the Americas, not just American.
Yes.
They just started though, like now.
Right.
Yes,
But
yes.
is Saudi exporting players like MLS?
Where is the next great Saudi player that I have not heard of?
But I'm not gonna lie to you, right?
So where's Saudi's Kevin Sullivan, buddy?
They don't have this
Why
thing where
isn't
they want
there
to
a
go to Europe though.
14-year-old Saudi at Manchester City?
Why would I leave if the money is already here? You gotta understand, these kids were getting paid because I went there. When I went to Al Faisal FC, I'm talking about 13-year-olds getting a contract. They're not rich, but they're getting money. Here in America, you're not getting money to play. You're paying $3,000 a year.
I mean, if you're a youth
it's
player,
a different system, sure, pay to play, but at the same time, like that doesn't take away from his point. That MLS
I get it,
players,
but
that
they're not
MLS
trying to do
players-
that. They're trying to develop their own. I don't know why. I'm not.
But if you're such a good footballer, surely wouldn't you want to test your skills abroad in a higher quality league?
But even MLS, I haven't seen like
They're
in
all
Europe.
f***ing off.
But where? Like who?
They're all
there's a lot of people. Cucho Hernandez went to La Liga.
Real
Betis, yeah.
Thiago Almada left. Georges Giatovic, basically all of Atlanta United.
Yeah, Miguel
Caleb
Almiron a few
Wiley,
days ago.
But that's probably like now though. It's now happening.
It is now happening.
It's probably
Yeah,
now
but they've
happening.
been building up to that for a while,
Yeah.
and I just don't know if you see big like 20, 30 mil signings from Saudi.
I'll
to
say that.
Europe.
I'll say that though. Right, as of right now, like the next generation, that's a different story. And watch, we're gonna talk about it in the future.
So what you saying? The next generation of Saudi players?
No. America, if they keep going with the development, we could be even better than Europeans, bro.
Okay,
Because we have the facilities.
That's cap.
If you talk about talent
Yeah, we have talent.
Okay,
money for
all right,
development.
all right,
We have
all
talent.
right.
That's valid.
Okay,
That's
how have I
valid.
been baited into this? It goes Europe, America, Saudi. Done.
That's a fact. I'm talking about like it's a fact that Europe is number one.
Thank you.
Right, but I'm just saying like in the future, America can have some comp against the Europeans.
Can I just say, by the way,
there is a development on players.
Can I just say, like, the way that, like, this argument always develops, like, we always end up coming back to this, right, about, like, American players. I think we make that assumption. Everyone says that on the assumption that Europe just stops caring about football as well. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, yeah, America's going to catch up to Europe as if Europe's just going,
Man,
right then,
it's played with the feet. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like a new generation.
Yeah.
So it's not like, the same generation is going to keep playing forever.
Right.
It's
So
always going to be
Europe will just stop making
new
players.
No, they're not going to stop making. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. But guess people are learning from them.
Right.
And then that's how they catch up. And Messi is the one that is bringing football to America to like so we can actually kind of develop it.
You know what
Because once there's money in it, that's when owners and investors are gonna start investing on the sport.
I think Aymen's right. I think you have the talent. You have the talent pool here that is bigger than any European countries based on population. Yeah. We produce thousands of world-class athletes in every other sport, which I understand. It's a old argument that people love to make fun of, like, what if LeBron plays soccer?
The best basketball players, the best players in the NBA now, where are they from?
Oh, a couple of international guys.
A couple?
Yeah. You got Giannis.
Okay.
He's from Canada, which is not that big a difference.
International.
Jokic is Serbian.
Doncic.
Luka is great too. But
so 6 of the top 10 players in the NBA?
For the first time ever. There's a bit, but also you got to look at those players, right? And look how deep those rosters go. Serbia will have 4 or 5 really great hoopers who are in the NBA, and then it falls up. They got 5 dudes who can play at that level.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I'm not.
Greece has like one Giannis and his brother. I don't know, so 2 guys who can play at that level.
Yeah, I've decided to
Slovenia
get into a basketball argument with Corbin, which is getting me absolutely nowhere.
We in the United States have a bigger potential talent pool of players. We have more money for sports development and athletic development. Now, that money in the U.S. is spread out among a bunch of other sports because you'll have kids paying a lot of money to do travel baseball or AAU basketball or high school football. You know what I mean? There's
golf.
Dozens of sports that kids are playing.
And Saudi is just footy.
Right. And that's one thing that I think that the U.S., not only the popularity of the sport, the fact that we haven't had a really big established professional league in the U.S. for more than like 20 years. Like these clubs in England have been around since 1905.
And that's
MLS
the
has been
only
around
thing that
for
they
20 years.
focus on.
Right, and they've been around for, and exactly.
Yeah.
They're specialized so that if you are a good athlete in the UK, you're never playing American football. You're probably not going to play basketball. You're definitely not playing hockey. You're definitely not playing baseball. Everybody is forced into the
I
soccer
was sick
funnel.
at cricket.
Okay, so Tom and maybe 5 other people play cricket. And maybe a little bit of rugby. But it's not as diverse.
Awful at rugby.
The best athletes in the U.S. when they're kids play football or basketball, or if they're from a baseball family, they play baseball, whatever. If all of the American athletic talent was developed into soccer, we would be the best country in the world.
Yeah,
So, absolutely.